in Columbus, Ohio, and of course, one of the pioneer backward groups in the city of Columbus, and of course, the state of Ohio will officially see the light of day today. Eula Columbus is the name of that group, and if you make it to that event tonight, then you learn more about this group, which is new yet making great strides. So once again, thank you so much. Welcome on board. For those of you just joining us on Facebook, welcome on board. So if you are just doing so, then you can as well just let others know that we are live on Facebook, so you can share the video as well. For those of you who are listening to us on apex1radio.com or on Radio Garden, or better still, the tuning app. All right, we continue to broadcast on those platforms as well. Right, Saturday, the 1st of June 2024, we are live from the city of Columbus in the state of Ohio. Once again, thank you so much. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to all of you who are just joining us. The show begins in just a moment, so do not go away. I will be right back with you to start this edition of Apex Snapshots, just on Apex One Radio. Our guests are already here in the studio. We are just playing for time just to make sure that this broadcast reaches those who are supposed to be listening and, of course, watching it. So thank you once again, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome on board. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It's a beautiful Saturday here in the city of Columbus with it's wonderful weather out there. Temperatures will definitely rise in the course of the day, but not too hot today as we had a few days ago. Once again, thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this special edition of Apex Snapshots, just on Apex One Radio. We'll be right back with you. Don't go away. This is Apex One Radio. Good evening. It's a beautiful Saturday here in the city of Columbus with it's wonderful weather out there. Temperatures will definitely. All right, thank you. Thank you once again. Welcome on board. This is Apex One Radio. We are live from the United States of America. And for those of you who are already joining us on Facebook, you must have noticed that we have two guests here in this studio. A special guest, of course, and it's not every time that we receive the king of Chacha here, here, not only in the state of Ohio or in the city of Columbus, but on Apex One Radio, of course. And in fact, this is the very first time Tata Kinge is making his entry here in the studio of Apex One Radio. Thank you once again, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome on board. And of course, it's a special edition of Apex Snapshots, just on Apex One Radio. And so before Western technology came to add the coloration to it, indigenous music had reigned and had stood the test of time. Are we, by this means, saying that indigenous music has disappeared? Definitely not. Indigenous music is still around, even when Western instruments and, of course, today, computer programs have been introduced into indigenous music. This genre of music has not changed. It has not changed its palatable posture. Now, folklore is very strong and its strength cannot be overemphasized. It is only the taste buds of those who consume folklore or indigenous music, if you want to put it that way, that understand how irresistible it is. An additional impetus to folklore or traditional music, if you prefer to call it that way, is the dance that accompanies it. Just like Njang, Mangambe, Bikutsi, bottle dance, you name it. Cha-cha runs down the spines of those who enjoy it and get them on the floor each time they listen to it, and of course, they get going. Perhaps that is one of the reasons Tata Kinge has been able to hold his audience spellbound for these many years he has been around. The artist who has many mouth-watering songs to his credit is a talented composer as well, a talented singer, and of course, an acclaimed dancer. His 2013 Panya was consumed with irresistible appetite, and it added up to my love that came with an extraordinarily huge supply of love for his kind of music to spotlight the artist who has been around even before then. But the track that even sends everyone on the floor is his Moto Maembe. His successful career is a source of pride to the Bakwere. And the illustrious son of Fako has never missed that opportunity to continue to make his people enjoy the joy of having him. That translates perhaps his coming to Columbus this year and, of course, at this time. Accompanied by his pals and other people, the artist in town to grace the launching of Eyola Columbus, the city's first backward group, which sees the light of day officially tonight. But before Tata Kinge puts up his much awaited beautiful performance, which he has promised the city of Columbus tonight, the artist is here on radio to talk about his career and, of course, his visit to Columbus this time of the year. He's accompanied by the number one illustrious son of the Bakwere here in the United States of America. He is the president of the umbrella organization that brings all the Bakwere people together in this great country. I'm talking about Fako America. And so Tata Kinge is accompanied today by Julius Namme, president of Fako America. Both of them will be my guests in today's edition of Apex Snapshots, just on Apex One Radio. And without much ado, I will go ahead and introduce my guests. Then we'll start our beautiful conversation. Sit back, relax, and of course, enjoy every bit of what we'll be presenting to you this Saturday afternoon here from Apex One Radio. And at exactly 1:15 here in the studio of Apex One Radio, let me begin by welcoming my guests. Tata Kinge, how are you? Welcome to Apex One Radio.
Thank you very much. I'm delighted to be here, and a very happy moment. For many years, I've been hearing the waves. People, as many as possible, dancing cha-cha music, and that has always made me happy. And being here today is a big privilege for me and for the entire Chacha people and fans.
It is also a big privilege for us to have you here on Apex One Radio. It's not every day that we have a personality like you who has done exceptionally great, not only to Cameroon, but to Africa and, of course, to the music industry globally. What you've done cannot be underestimated. So once again, we're happy to have you here. Welcome. Next to you is the president of Fako America, Julius, to come close to your microphone, who has made his way to Columbus, Ohio, for the event that takes place tonight. Is this your first visit to Ohio, Julius?
No, this is not my first visit.
Okay.
But I'm excited to be here. So
thank you so much and welcome.
thank you so much. And I'm very excited to be here. And I'm excited to be by our very own Tata Kinge here, and also to support the Ohio chapter, Eyola Columbus. Thank you so much for giving us the opportunity to sit in this beautiful studio, and what a great job you guys are doing here.
Thank you so much. From North Carolina?
No, Minnesota.
From Minnesota. How was the trip?
Good. It was a smooth flight. So
beautiful.
Yeah.
And the artist came all the way from London in the United Kingdom. Let me find out, how was the trip? A long flight, I guess, Tata Kinge.
Yeah, it was a long flight, but as usual, I'm used to flying long flights.
I know you were. I know you were in New York a couple of weeks ago.
Yes, I was in New York, and usually I fly around the world promoting and establishing cha-cha music. It was a beautiful flight, and I enjoyed it, and I landed well, received well by you people.
Great.
So, I feel very elevated. My spirit is high.
He is a widely traveled artist, and today, if he's traveling, it's because he does a fabulous job. Wonderful musician, dexterous dancer, so talented. And of course, we don't need to overemphasize that you all out there listen to his music and you all enjoy it. Let us situate this conversation by knowing both of you better. I know one is the artist, the other one is the president of big nationwide association that represents his community in this big America. But then, Tata Kinge, where were you born?
I was born in Moyuka, in the southwest region of Cameroon.
Okay.
And
is that where you grew up?
I grew up in my village, Wonakanda, which is Bonakanda.
Okay.
And in that Boya area, that's where I grew up, So many people think I was born in Bonakanda, but actually I was born in Moyuka.
How was life when you were growing up? It's important to know how as a young boy.
Exciting. Sometimes my life seems to be a little bit mysterious. When you have a calling, your things are always, not really understood, and that is who I think I am, and that's how I grew up. But very interesting as well.
Wow, beautiful. And Julius, where did you grow up?
I grew up in Boya. I was born in Boya town, right there in. People say Wondongo, but I was born right there in Wonyamolio. I grew up there and went to school in Boya. First started with Intercomprehensive College and then went to Lycée Bilingue in Moliko, and then later, then after that I moved to the US. So that's just my life.
Okay,
yeah.
That's interesting. Intercomprehensive College, that is Gracehopper.
Yep.
So tell us about life in Gracehopper when you were growing up. The Stones.
Yeah, that was it's quite as Tata Kinge also said, it was quite an interesting life. I came up from a very humble background. My mom and my granddads and my grandparents were the really I looked up to them. Especially my granddad make me who I am today. He contributed a lot in my life, and my mom, my grandparents and my mom, just the Stones were just part of life, right? We walked sometimes from Boya to from Boya town to Great Support and back, and sometimes it was just fun with the friends that I had, so it was just part of life.
You definitely miss those moments.
I did. I do. And sometimes, that's why when we go back home, we just kind of cherish those moments. And, it's not something that you always you always have the time to reflect on sometimes, but with everything that is going on here, when you have some time or chance to go back home, you want to make sure that you try to recall all those moments, and we truly cherish those things that we learned.
We're speaking with the president of Fako America, and of course, one of Cameroon's illustrious sons and artists, Tata Kinge, who are live on Apex One Radio and who are in Ohio for the official launching of Ayola Columbus, which takes place tonight here in City. Thank you so much for just joining us. This is Apex One Radio. We are live from the United States of America. Tata Kinge, tell us about the first contacts you had with music when you were young. Where did this passion come from?
Actually, music, as I said, a little bit of, kind of mysterious kind of, beginning. When I left from Moyuka, where I was born, and went to Bonakanda, during my stay there with my late father, Ikwilanjie, I happened to start learning the culture, because in Moyuka, we didn't find that environment of our culture there. So in Bonakanda, I started, learning the language. One of the pioneers of the traditional cha-cha dance.
Okay.
And so whenever they play the cha-cha dance, I will always find myself, attended those occasions. And then that's how I started learning our culture, the language, cha-cha dance, elongi, witnessing Malay dance, witnessing Obasanjo, all of this. And that is how, I came to grow up. And after the death of my father, and I was very young, and then that vision came onto me
Okay. So as a young man, you dance cha-cha.
Yes, I danced cha-cha when I was. I mean, my father, when they sing, when they perform cha-cha, when they dance the traditional cha-cha, which cha-cha was very vibrant in those days when I was young, because it was a unifying factor where the people of Yangumboke, that's the Limbe area,
Okay.
will come to Boya to dance cha-cha. My father, they were leaving from the Boya area to go down to the Limbe. So there was a full love and integration. There was that unity where the people of Limbe will be coming to Boya and bring fresh fish, while the people from the Boya area will be going down to Limbe and carry, bushmeat. So that is how our people were well integrated. And during this period, I learned a lot, about our culture and music and dance.
Okay.
And that's it.
There's a difference between dancing cha-cha within your village settings and maybe dancing it at some traditional events, and of course becoming a professional musician, right? Integrating cha-cha with professional music. At what point did you nurse the feeling that you could extend this love for cha-cha into music?
Yeah, this question may want me to have, like 2 or 1 week to talk about it.
Okay.
But I will try to dilute it. I will try to dilute it. During that time when I was younger, living within the village, exercising my culture, there was what we call music in those days was makosa.
Okay.
And we, as the young people in those days, we could only see stars coming from Douala or Yaoundé, who were Makosa stars. That is what we were dancing.
Right.
And when I grew up with all that musicality of our culture, the Longi, the Cha-Cha, the Mali, the Nganya, the Wotambo, Lingombi, and all of that. And then at a time, I asked myself that, why don't we also have music? Why can't we transmit these social dances, nice melodies that are here into musicality that can be like Makosa, or why can't we also have stars, that can go to Yaoundé or Douala to perform what we have here as music stars. So then in those days, I started working. In fact, to cut a long story short, many of the songs that are being played in a longi, in most of our traditional dances, many of those songs, I was the one who composed them. The people don't know.
Wow.
And it was a journey up to when we had what we call Molongomo Meloke in those days, the Bakure youth movement. I was one of the pioneers, president members in Moyuka area. So I was vibrant in all of that. And after my father died, as I said, it was like an inspiration that came onto me. And I said, why can't I just be an artist? I started now singing, try to compose. So all of those compositions, in a longi, which I was doing, I now transmitted them in music. And that's why you see that my first album was The Story of Jonah. The Story of Jonah, in fact, it's in a longi that I transmitted it into music. So that's how I came into music, with the vision that I'm going to create and bring about a brand of music that can be an exchange to Makosa, to Bikosi, what we were dancing in those days.
I do understand that we had Sami Mafani in those days, but he wasn't that spotlighted, and I mean a lot of Cameroonians really did not know him, and perhaps it is the coming of Tata Kinge that music from your part of Cameroon actually emerged up to the level it is today. But then let me come back to your very first album. What year was that?
That was the year 2000 when I released The Story of Jonah.
Okay.
To add to what you said about Sami Mafani, at that point, we had Sami Mafani in the Southwest, and then we have Francis Dom in the Northwest, Ninja music.
Right.
But Sami Mafani was doing what he called Ngoma Wetulu. Ngoma Wetulu is dancing but with your soldier, So he wasn't defined as a brand like Jang music. It was just Ngoma Wetulu means dancing with your back. The Oroko people dance with their back. The Bayangi people dance with their back.
Right.
But so he thought that by doing this, he could have a representation of the southwest of our music from the southwest region,
Mm.
which was the national
Orchestra or something.
orchestra had this policy of representations from different regions. So Njang music was coming from the northwest, while Ngoma Wetulu from Sami Mafani was coming from the southwest. So these two artists, Sami Mafani and Francine Dom, were at the national scene in every event. I remember they even went to the Commonwealth, you know. So that is how it came. But when I came in, I said, but I wanted to work on the issue of a brand of music that can be like Makosa, that can be like Bikusi, like hip hop, like R&B, you know. So that is where I started. So Sami Mafani was one of the greatest artists of all times. You know, his songs up to today cannot be measurable, I can tell you. But they were not branded as such as a brand of music. So that is, I cannot say my story of my career without Sami Mafani. In fact, I met Sami Mafani once before he died at the Mount Cameroon Guinness Race of Hope in those days.
Right.
And we performed on the same stage where he said to me, Tata Kinge, I've heard what you are doing. You are doing great. Ahead. Those are his words. And so I picked up from it. I had that energy. So I wanted to tip in a little
right.
Stuff about Sami Mafani. Now coming to your question. Let me get your question again.
Yes, so my question was about your very first album, and you said it was year 2000.
Yeah, 2000.
Okay, let me find out from you how that went, because this is you trying to take a longer into a recording studio, right? So how did that happen, and which studio was that? I know you had worked with M1 Studio in Monaco as well. So tell us how you took this elongate to the studio and how it all happened, because taking indigenous music into a recording studio is a different experience. You have to create the beats and so on. So how did that happen?
Yeah, so it came about me composing songs.
Okay.
And then was moving around the village singing. Some people thought I was mad. So singing in death ceremonies, I mean, using brooms and tables. That's why I said my story is so mysterious. And what I was doing at that time is just to highlight myself for somebody to see me and say, oh, this guy has talent.
Okay.
Yeah, so doing that, then I came across one of our brothers, Mula Martin Musonge, who is from my village, Wonakanda. He is in California. So Martin Musonge was coming to Cameroon on holidays, and they told him that there's a young man here who sings terribly, that he can play with brooms and bottles, and people will dance.
Wow.
So he invited me in a small end of year stuff in his house, and I went there with I had a small traditional team playing with those bottles. And when I sang, people were just dancing. And Martin said, no, I'm gonna find a way to support this guy. And that's how he went back, and it took some time again. And then I went back to Moyoka. In those days, I was doing some certain jobs, that raised some money. And then I went to the recording studio. That's when I went to the recording studio in Dr. Epa's studio in Tico, Golf in Tico. Dr. Epa had a small recording studio there. And then I went there to record my first song, The Story of Jonah. That's where I met M1 Studio. He was now learning. He was learning to be a sound engineer. And so I worked with him there.
That's a long time ago.
Yeah, that's a long time ago. That's the year 1998.
Wow.
1999. Yeah. So I worked with him there. I recorded the demo of The Story of Jonah and other songs like Kwelie, Kwelie, and all of that. So when Martin Musonga came on holidays again, I took what I recorded to him. When he heard it, he said, no, this is deal done. So he took it. We went to Limbe. We played his car. Everybody that listened to it was saying, wow, where is this coming from? So that's how we produced that first album with Martin Musonga.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
His name is Tata Kinge. Beautiful story here on radio. Let me turn to Mola Namme. Mola Namme, you are not only the president of Fako America, but you are a leader in this community. And I just listened to his story. There's lots of other young, talented people in your community who either live abroad or even back home with the same talent, but who may not really have that push or that means to get to where he is today. As a community leader, do you usually think about how your community can grow music, back with the music?
Yeah, yeah, and that's a very good question, and I love that question because it's something that every time I think about it,
Mhm.
and there are certain things that we try to do. Some of the things that we are trying to do right now is to make sure that we can encourage some of the young artists
Mhm.
that are coming up. For especially for the organization itself, Fako America, Tata Kinge has been here before.
Before.
Came here 2017. Played in the Fako America convention. That's the strategy that at that time it was Mullah Billy Esele, who was the president of Fako America, and also we have had Mullah Mongombe also here,
Mhm.
and the next step is to try to encourage we're trying as much as possible how we can encourage the other ones, right?
Mhm.
So one of the things that we're trying to do is coming up with some ideas. People like Tata King here and Mongombe and all the rest. My goal is to get them at one point together and say, what do you guys? You are the artist.
Mhm.
I am not an artist. You guys have gone through this process. You know exactly what are the challenges and
Mhm.
things like that. Where do you think we can also come
Come
in
in.
and help the younger ones that are coming up?
Mhm.
Because we have to learn. I cannot come in their midst and tell them what to do.
Right.
I cannot come in their midst and tell them that this is how you have to move and encourage the other ones. I don't know music. I dance the music. I'm very like I will not sit down if I hear their music.
Mhm.
But when it comes for us as in an organization to kind of have that exposure for the younger ones, I think I'm ready. Our administration is ready at any time. We want to make the organization in such a way that if we do have an opportunity
Mhm.
from anyone who has the idea and also has that interest of exposing the younger ones and or the younger artists, including the pioneers that are sitting here, especially Tata Kinge,
Mhm.
and including Mongombe and the rest, that would be really great. So, for example, when I went to Cameroon, I have the names of some of the musicians, the artists who played during the bando that we had.
Mhm.
I have all their names. I've not forgotten about them, but we really need to come up with a strategy as to how we want to help this. What are the things that we really want to help? How do we want to help these artists?
Mhm.
What are the resources that we can make available for them to kind of to be exposed?
Right.
So as we sit here, the agenda or the goal for me and the organization is to look on all those avenues
Mhm.
and little resources that we can use, we can tap into.
Mhm.
Once we know, for example, that these are the artists, they know their challenges, they know where what benefits are out there,
Mhm.
in addition to what we also know, then we can help them. But we are not sitting behind or sit back and just say, we are not interested in what we see they are doing. We know what they are doing, and we know that our people enjoy their music.
Fako America certainly knows what the artists are doing, and they are not sitting behind. They also want to be involved. And of course, his name is Julius Namme, president of Fako America. He's live here in the studio of FX One Radio with Tata Kinge, who flew all the way from the United Kingdom to take part in the launching of Ayola Columbus, which takes place tonight. But that takes me back to Fako America. For the sake of those who are coming across this organization for the first time, could you just explain what Fako America is all about?
Wow, Fako America started 30 years ago,
30.
right? Some of us joined the organization with the mission of doing things, as one of the catchphrases of Fako America mission is
Mhm.
Fako centricity. It means, we are doing things that, we should be doing things that are empowering our Fako people, right?
Okay.
And so we've carried that banner for 30 years. There has been some challenges, of course, and we are in a situation where we have to make sure that we address those challenges. Of course, there's no. I don't know if there's an organization
No
that is
human
a
organization without
100%,
challenges. Right.
right? So this organization has done great thing. great things for Fako people. Sometimes people just forget, and especially if you don't have those things documented, and kind of remind people every time that this is what we've been doing. And for those who are not part of the organization, it's really hard for them to understand or to know exactly what the organization has done in the past. But again, this is an organization that has rallied people in the last 30 years. And for the people who I really, it's a very challenging organization to run. And I really admire the people who really started this organization. My whole journey to this, to be the leader of this organization, has always been reflecting on, what were the intention of the forefathers of this organization. And then we look at where we are today in collaboration with what they wanted, and looking at the future and where we are today, how are we achieving those things? And if we need to make adjustments, can we do those adjustments and make sure that we are addressing the things that, the forefathers, the vision that they had, is being accomplished?
When you mentioned challenge, I can already assume that it is because you run an organization in a country as big as the United States with 50 states, and another assumption is that at least there is one Bakore person living in every state in this country. How large is Fako America?
Well, the numbers fluctuate, right? At this point we stand at about, I'll go by chapters.
When you say fluctuate, is it that it keeps rising because new people come into the country, or at some point people leave the organization?
Yes, people. I will not shy away from that, because if I say that people are not leaving the organization, then I'll be fooling myself, and then I will be fooling the whole my entire organization that this is not a problem that we have. We have that problem. People are leaving the organization for one reason or the other. Rightly so, that's okay, but we still need to push to try as much as possible to keep bringing people back into the organization. And that's why the launching of Fako Eyola Columbus is a very, very wonderful news for so many people, and so many people of this organization, the members of this organization, especially our leadership. As I speak, a lot of executive members are driving to come here just because of this launching, because for a while now we haven't really seen new chapters coming up. And Eyola Columbus, the first convention that they attended was last year, and their presence was really wonderful. And then all of a sudden they're launching, and look at their launching. As I said yesterday, I'll keep saying that, unless in my memory, this launching will be one in the books of Fako America, because since I joined the organization from 2000 and maybe in the early 2004 and stuff like, and 6, somewhere around there, I've never seen a launching like this. I've never. That is the truth. I just want to be clear. I mean, that is me saying that. I think besides the official launching of Fako America, I've not seen any launching in my memory that is like Fako Eyola Columbus. And I am proud to say that, this is a very good step in the right direction. And when I say fluctuate, like I said, sometimes, people are really happy or excited when it's election time. We'll have a lot of people come. And then when it's not election time, we don't see people, right? And then the other part is maybe, as I say, those are the challenges that I said at the beginning, that we need to address those things. Maybe we need to do a little bit more work, to kind of have people join the organization, because sometimes people just need a little bit of some call, and call them and say, hey, we exist, like what Eyola Columbus is doing. We have members who are outside of the United States. I mean, no, outside of the some of the states that have chapters, but they don't have that group to join. For example, I was just looking at our forum today, and I saw one of our members putting in the group that they have 13 members coming from Missouri. That's Missouri. That's a whole chapter right there. If we have 15, 14 members coming from Missouri, I am thinking one day we are going to Missouri to launch another chapter there.
Wow,
That's a thing.
that's beautiful. Shout out to Tata Nambeke Ngomba, president of Ayola Columbus. This is Apex One Radio. Back to you, Tata Kinge. I just picked a few songs and I wanted us to talk about them. And the first one that came to my mind is Panya. Panya, that was 2013, I guess.
Yes.
So what is Panya all about? Is it the Equatorial Guinea which everybody thinks about, or it's a different story?
Yeah, I mean, remember we talked about, we ended where I said the story of Jonah, which was a Makossa track. And in the year 2004, I decided now to get into a cha-cha dance, and bring it out as a brand of music. And then I took the traditional cha-cha, went to the recording studio that is now in M1 Studios. Yeah, went there, and then we incorporated the traditional cha-cha dance with the instruments and modern instrument, that is the piano and
Guitar,
all that, guitar and that. So that is how cha-cha music now came about, to become musical. Yes. So the first song was released in the year 2004, and which was Yaya. So Yaya came, and that is how cha-cha music started. So after Yaya, I recorded so many songs. Then we came to Panya that you are talking about. So Panya was as a result of my struggle. It's the meaning of Panya means shine.
Okay.
Shine. Yes, shine. So at that time, because of my struggle, I was looking for an idea of a breakthrough. And shine means, like you are saying, the light. The light now came onto me and say, Panya, shine.
Okay.
So that is the background of that song.
So in which studio was Panya recorded?
M1 Studios.
M1 Studios. Okay. And the video is also quite exciting. Tell us about the concept of that video. Whose concept was that?
Yeah, I always do the concepts of my videos and myself, because cha-cha music is so spiritual in a way that because it's a new brand of music, a lot of people will not understand it. So I always try to be the director of my videos. Okay. So you look at that video, it's very short, simple, but has a lot of spirituality.
I had to mobilize a lot of people.
Yes, went to my village, Bonakanda. You can see Bonakanda. I went also down to Limbe, in the sea in Limbe. So I always try to fuse the Boya area and the Limbe area, which is Fako division, where cha-cha music comes from. So my videos are always, around that area to make sure that our people are all inclusive.
So how did this song do? What was the feedback from the audience?
Panya was a hit track. It came, like, as I said, just like the song itself. Panya, shine. I've come with love. I've come with peace. So everyone should shine. Panya everywhere. It was Panya in America. It was Panya in the United Kingdom. It was Panya in Asia. Everywhere Panya. So people, just like the first song that came about, yeah. It was a continuation of cha-cha music.
And that one I remember, it was dancing in nightclubs.
It was dance everywhere. Yeah. Everywhere. That's the beginning of the birth of cha-cha music.
Wow. Okay. What about Evonda Otaka?
Evonda Otaka was one of the songs in that album where you had that where cha-cha started. Because Evonda Otaka is a story of when you are suffering, when you are struggling to be somebody, people ignore you, people laugh at you. But when you become somebody in the society, everybody becomes yours. You have a lot of friends, you have family members. And what I said in that song is that when they knock at your door for help, open the door and help them. That's how you become more blessed. There is power in giving than in receiving.
Wow.
So that is Evonda Otaka, because those songs, they relate to my struggle. Because I sing sometimes for myself and for others. So because I was suffering a lot, I was struggling a lot. After I did the first album, The Story of Jonah, which was a Makossa album, it wasn't cha-cha. So during that period, there was, a lot of things that went wrong with me. I was sick. Everybody thought I was going to die, spiritual problems, this and that, physical problems. And then I was transformed. There was a transfiguration. Then I came to 2004, and I came with the album Evonda Otaka. So that period from the story of Jonah to the album Yaya, Evondo Taka, there was great struggle, great suffering in my life. And that brought out that song, Evondo Otaka. Evondo Taka means when you are suffering.
Was Mulema part of that album?
Mulemba, yes, it was part of that album. And then Mulemba it was part of that album.
And that and that sounds like what they'll call Makozook
yeah,
or something.
It was Makozook, because at that time, as I tell you, there was Makosa was the talk of the day. We all were dancing Makosa. It was in 2004 that decision came that I should play cha-cha music, because I needed to have my own brand of music from my culture. That is what I master. That's my mastery. So so everything I did before then was Makosa, was high life, was what was reigning in those days. So it was in 2004 that the implementation of the vision itself started with cha-cha music.
Tata Kinge is his name, his life on Apex One Radio. The artist will be performing tonight at the launching of Yola Columbus in the presence of the Fako America president, Namme Julius, who is here in the studio as well. Who becomes a member of Fako America? Because we're talking about Fako, and I know that the Balloons also belong to Fako. It belongs people in Moyoka where he was born. So are the Balloons part of Fako America?
Oh, sure, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And that has been our strategy since we came in 2022. We wanted to make sure that the organization, the name reflects the dynamics or the demographic of the organization, and what we do also reflects.
So I'm asking a question because there are some aspects of the Bakwere culture that are typically Bakwere, right? If you're not Bakwere, you cannot identify yourself with those aspects. And Fako America is basically, you would see Bakwere things, so when the Balloons come there, do they identify with all of this?
Oh, no, yeah, they do. I mean, it's slight. I mean, Bakwere, it's the culture, right? We are all Bakwerians. The variation of there's a Mokwe tribe, right? To speak the variation of the Mokwe language. He's here, he can tell you better as well. But we are all Bakwerians. We are all Bakwerians. Now we have the Balloons. We have, you go to Bimbia, you have the other ones, the other our brothers and sisters over there also do certain things slightly different from the ones in Boya. So everybody is involved, and again, we want to make sure the organization reflects the demographic of the organization. What we also do should reflect the name, in case we can't be sitting here and say we are Fako America. And, when we concentrate on doing things, maybe just in Boya or in Limbe, it's like we are alienating the people people from Mongo and the Balloon people. So again, our strategy has been very deliberate, and we are. Just because of the instability in Cameroon, sometimes it's difficult to go to some of those areas, but we are not shy of having some of these things being done, reflecting what our organization stands for, because that was the intention of the forefathers of this organization. Yeah.
So let me go back and ask this question, which may look vague, but what is the mission of Fako America, and what is its vision like? Where is it going to?
Well, so the mission of Fako America is to better the lives and for the Fako people, right? We have these. I'm not going to go word for word for the mission, but the main goal is more the Fako centricity. So doing things in terms of economic, education, health, empowerment of the Fako people. And again, that is where it comes down to initially where the vision is going. Initially, when we look at what the forefathers were doing, right? They actually followed that vision. They were doing exactly what we have as our vision and the mission of that organization. But at some point, again, with some organizations, and as you know, the way things go, sometimes things derail. You need someone to come back and say, hey, let's refocus and do the things that we are supposed to be doing at this point. Are we doing all the things right now? I might not tell you that it's 100%. We still have a long ways to go to address some of the things that we were falling behind.
Right.
Education, land issues, and what would I say? Healthcare issues and stuff like that. Some of those things are heavy lifts, and if we don't have the members and, we don't have the base, it's going to be very difficult for us to achieve those things. So again, at this point, where are we going? It's to make sure that, we look at, evaluate what has been done in the past, and we've done that, and where we are falling short. And are we going to address those things that we know we are falling short, and make sure that we follow those, we follow the leads, and also introduce more things that the world is changing. If it's technology, making sure that we can incorporate all those things, and make sure we stay on track. For what the forefathers were intending to.
Okay, so let us bring this down, in terms of projects, and maybe look at the track record of Fako America. So, what is it concretely that this organization has done, which it can show for, at least for now?
At least for now. So what I would say is that, when I look at back let me just start way from when I joined the organization, and history from what I see. I know they started very strongly. This organization was very an integral part of sponsoring kids to schools.
Okay.
Like scholarship was the backbone of this organization. As I spoke to, and I continue to speak with the forefathers and all the older members or people who started this organization, there's history to prove that they actually helped people. Even when I was in Cameroon, back then, I was, just the vibes about Fako America. I will not say yes, I benefited, but I know that people benefited.
Right.
And even when I went to Cameroon recently, 2-3 years ago, it's amazing how we don't have the records or the archives to show people, and that would have been a very great thing. But it was amazing when I went to some of the ministries in Cameroon, just to meet with some of the leaders in Cameroon there to talk about our mission and our vision and things that we want to do. And I met some Fako kids in those ministries, and they were telling me, "Wow, it's Fako America. Fako, I actually benefited from Fako America when I was in the university. I actually had a scholarship." And I was looking at this as a private secretary, maybe as a secretary general or something in that ministry. But if you come back to our archives, we don't have those archives to go back and say, we did this. But again, we do have some of the pictures that will say, hey, yeah, this is what Fako America did. This is some of the things that, we could say, and these are weaknesses that we can prove. They started that, that's good. And now what have we done this time, as you said? We are continuing with those scholarships. Recently, we had 6 IDP kids from all over Fako. We have one Molai Suka who is in Boya, who is actually helping us about to run that program. So we spend some money to sponsor kids in school. So we are continuing with that program because we thought it was very important for us to do that. We are embarking on we have what we call the economic empowerment program. It's mostly focused on, women. And we partner with the I think it's I'm not going to butcher this name here, and I hope Iapolino Litumbe doesn't really kill me. But we partner with her foundation to actually carry this to take on this project. So Iapolino Litumbe, we've had successful meetings with her and the team on the ground, and we have this project going on, and they are people who we gave money, or women that we gave money, and they are doing some little businesses and things like that. And that's another great program that we are trying to do, that we are carrying. We also have what we call the Santa Smile Project. So every year, for the past 2 years, we've had funds raised, and every December, and we go to most of the orphanages. We select orphanages from all the divisions. So there are 4 or 5 divisions now, maybe in Fako that we have. We select those orphanages, and we provide them meals, we provide them some money or things like that. But kudos to, I would just want to give a shout out to Iya Catherine Manga, who has done a wonderful job of raising funds for this project. And this time around, their team has gone even beyond to expand this project to include scholarship for these kids as well. And so we want to take responsibility for these kids from where we start, from that anywhere we take them, and track those kids until their graduation for what they want to do and become in life. That's the purpose of that program. So it's very amazing. Now, one of the last things that I will try to just say here, and maybe just try to name it 3 things. We also have a water project, a clean water project. Currently, we do have the project going on in Boana, in Wanjongo, and we have a borehole project that is going on. We did raise money last year for that, and that's one of the things. So that project is going to continue, and it is not just going to be limited only in the Boya subdivision or Tico or Limbe. It's if you are a member of Fako America and you identify that this area needs water, this area needs some sort of clean water for people to use, come and tell us. Let's do the evaluation, let's do the feasibility studies, and see if we want to do borehole, or you do have a stream that we can tap into that and make that water potable and safe for drinking.
Right. Beautiful. Tata Kinge, you are not only a musician, but you belong to a community. He's just been talking about development, how the community empowers women, helps, how Fako America helps, the community. You compose songs, and we've seen most of the songs, or at least the ones we've talked about. You're talking about your life and your struggles, and of course, we know other songs about love. Do you bother to sing about development as well? Since you are like the voice of the people, you are an opinion leader. So, how much consideration do you put to, as far as your community is concerned, in your music?
Musically, music is all about community wise.
Okay.
Talking about cha-cha music is already the community. Culture is part of the community. And so to make people happy and dance, their culture, their music is part of the community. And so that I have done for more than 20 years. And now I've got in the time of my career where I have seen that cha-cha music has succeeded worldwide, and that it is time for me to look back to the community in the proper. And so I am bringing in the International Day of Cha-cha Music, which is all about a full-blown international community project to give back to the people through cha-cha music. So this event is coming on the 28th of December down there in Boya at the Moliko Stadium. And before this event, I created the Cha-cha Music Awards, which is part of reaching out to youth that want to play cha-cha music and other professions. So the Cha-cha Music Award started last year with 3 young male and female who benefited. Years of entrepreneurship, music/arts, and sports. They had the award. So the award continues every year, and it's also going to feature on the International Day of Cha-cha Music.
That is very beautiful. His name is Tata Kinge. Tell us about Efeti.
Efeti, it was during, as I said, my first album. We're looking onto Makossa as our brand, dancing Makossa. So Efeti is all about when I came to Bonakanda and living in the Boya area in the Bakore proper, I saw some kind of behaviors that were abnormal to me. So the song Efeti was a song that reflected what I was seeing around, how women were messing up in their marriage houses. And that name, Efeti, was selective. It was a name I selected myself from all the beautiful Bakure names like Namundo, Njema, Likowo. I chose Efeti. And in fact, the name tied with everything, most of the Efetis that I've seen or people have got married to, their behaviors. So it was just a way of choosing a beautiful name to apply to the song. That's
Right.
how I but the activities that I was seeing, how somebody will go to work, a husband will go to work, the wife will remain at home and be messing up around with, you know, all those kind of things. So that's why I brought that song to try to highlight those issues that were not good around at that time.
Right. I also came across Kololo na Kololo.
Yeah, Kololo na Kololo is the story of when you to come and play your own part in the world and to return back to heaven. It's a journey of life on earth and life after death.
Wow. It's beautiful. He has a plethora of songs, many of them, of course, beautiful songs that were done in the past, others have been done today. And of course, his music is all over the place. And of course, Tata Kinge remains not only in Cameroon, but of course in Africa, because he has traveled widely. You're listening to Apex One Radio. The show is Apex Snapshot. We are live from the United States of America. Thank you so much if you are just joining us. Tell us about your annual conventions. Do they take place every year, as a matter of fact?
Yes, they do.
Okay.
Yes, and this year we are going to Arizona, and I would say that it's the organization is taking a different. This is something different from this, from my perspective and from what I can see. Ayola Columbus, a new chapter. Arizona, a new chapter, hosting the convention. And the spirit that Arizona has brought on the table is amazing, to be honest. You know, in most cases, we could see the difference when conventions and the preparations and stuff like that. A little bit more, they're on the right direction in the sense that, you know, at this point, we are pretty much like comfortable. I might not say 100%. Again, there's nothing 100%, but compared to what we have been doing in the past, the spirit that Arizona brought on the table to kind of get this thing going has been very, very exciting. And people are really looking forward to be part of that convention. And so I really want to say thanks to Arizona for the great work that they have done, and thanks to the administration as well for what the support that we've given Arizona as well, and also the entire membership of Fako America, and the annual convention. Yes, it's a way for us to come together, dine together, you know, discuss things that, you know, we want to see the organization do as well, and also encourage new members to join. You know, again, you know, we want to make sure that whenever we go to the convention, we come up with something. We come out there with something. It's not just about eating and drinking, or maybe like some people might have heard in the past, just an arena of fighting and stuff like that. That is not the narrative that we want this organization or people to have. It's the narrative of convention. We're going to learn something, even if it's one thing. We are going to come back and, you know, say, yes, we got something from this organization and from this convention. This convention will be one of its own, again, just like I've seen with Columbus, Ayola Columbus. We'll have a very great guest speaker, which I'm not going to, you know, I know you could be asking me that question next. I'm not going to release that to you just for so you know. But we're going to have a very great.
What do these keynote speakers bring to the convention?
The expectation is that the expectation from the past, and you know, what I've gathered and from what I know is that come and tell us more about. Sometimes it depends on the topic of the discussion, right? Is going to tell us more about education, more about our land, or more about you know what that person does and how we can help our people, right? It just depends on that particular or the. In this case, we are going to have a wonderful guest speaker, and a wonderful guest speaker, one of a kind in our own bona fide, and you know, well respected all over the world. And I am excited. I am really excited, and I'm encouraging everybody to buy their tickets, buy your table, come to the convention, come and support the organization. I think the organization is taking a different turn at this point, but we can do it just with few people. When we come together, we do great things. And so I'm just encouraging people to make sure that we come there and support the local chapter and support the organization. So these are the few things that we're going to discuss.
And that convention takes place on June the 28th, 29th, and 30th this year in Phoenix, Arizona. And that will be the 30th anniversary of Fako America. Now, we've seen individuals in this country who would galvanize support from maybe other organizations, which will provide them either with funding or material, some material things, which, they ship to Cameroon or to Africa and help the needy. Yours is an organized group of people which would, as a matter of fact, have benefit from such support easily. Tell us about Fako America and maybe sponsorship or funding or support from other organizations.
Yeah, but that's a very, very important question. That is key. I would say that's one of the things that really keeps me awake at night. Just to think about, there are so many opportunities here we can use, and we just need to make sure that we understand the avenues, the strategies that we can employ to get those things or get those take advantage of those opportunities. I would say that Fako America became a 501c organization back in 2017, when I was also the board chairperson of the organization. And, that has opened up a little bit of, what we can do as a 501c organization. But as you know, as a 501c organization, we still have to get involved in our own local communities here, and in order for us to take advantage of what you just mentioned. There are some areas where we can get healthcare stuff, right? Things like that, education, like computers and things like that. But you have to present a goal, you have to present a strategy, you have to present your mission, and they have to see that these are the things that you are doing, right? And that's where we want to get Fako America to. So the thing is, when I look at certain things that we need to do as an organization, I kept telling people that, and our members, that if we don't structure ourselves internally better and good in a way that, we present ourselves to any organization to ask for funding, then we are wasting our time. We cannot get those fundings. It means we have a structured organization with good financial reports and professionally prepared, and which I'm very proud of this organization right now, that we are doing things like that, and also maintain our 501c status, so we can go ahead and ask for grants like what you just said.
Right.
And so we are working towards that process. We are already involved getting ourselves involved in our local communities. One of the great things that is going to happen during this convention, on Friday, we'll have a volunteer service to one of the shelters in Arizona. And that would be something that I will be asking in the near future. Yola Columbus, DC, all the FICA and the Fako groups in the country. Every year, I want you guys to go out there and do something for the organization.
Right.
That puts the name down, that puts our name out there, and also we can use that to get our funding. So we are planning to do that. I remember the last administration, that's Mola Billy Esele's administration. We tried to do a healthcare drive, and we used one of the non-profit organization that offers those things for people. But we want to strengthen that, and to me, it's the continuity that matters. It's not about me, Mola Dame, doing something, and then someone comes, Mola Tata Kinge comes next time, or and Jema come next time and say, quash that, I'm not going to do it anymore. Where is the continuity? That is my goal right here as an as the head of the organization, is that we need to have that continuity, and so that we can have that root, we can have that power when we speak and say we want something. We present our papers, and the organization that wants to give us the help knows that this organization is a well-structured organization. And one last thing that I would say is that no matter what we do, again, if we don't have our organization structured well, we cannot achieve this. You can give me $1 million right now as an organization. If we are not well structured, there's no way we can execute and make use of that money.
Julius Julius flew in from Minnesota, and Tata Kinge flew in from the United Kingdom to take part in tonight's launching of Eola Columbus. The event takes place at 5750 Carl Road, Columbus, Ohio 43229. It begins at exactly 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. For those of you just joined us, once again, thank you so much. We're having this beautiful conversation with these great people. Now, Tata Kinge, I understand that before My Love and Moto Naimbe, you were quite known, but I would attest as somebody who has been around the business and who observes how it works, that these two tracks have taken you to the apex, even beyond your own community. And I've lived in this city, and I've noticed how a particular group has used one of your tracks as the entrance onto every event. So when they heard that Eola Columbus was bringing you here, they were quite excited. I'm talking about the veterans of Columbus. Tell us about this. Let's begin with My Love. How did you get to this song that became a magical piece for everybody? It picks everybody by the feet and puts everybody on the dancing floor. And this song has been around for a while, and each time everyone listens to it, it's like they're listening to it for the first time.
My Love, the song is a reality because it came when I was getting married to my wife now.
Okay.
There were so many challenges of some people were in doubts if it was something that was real. You know, Tata Kinge, you know, as an artist, you know, the way people look at you, you know, they were in doubt. So it is the song, it's a reality of the story of love, of true love. That is My Love. The lyrics, they tell the story. And so the song came at that time to celebrate that feeling of love, true love. And that is why the title itself says My Love.
And so tell me, you actually sat down, grabbed a pen and a piece of paper and wrote the song?
Yes, I wrote the song according to the feeling.
Okay.
You know, that was on the air. According to my idea of letting everybody know that there is true love, that people can come together, not for material issues, but the coming together for the feeling of love. So that is all about my love, true love, celebrating love. You understand?
And you sounded so inspired when you were writing.
Yes, of course. And so that song was out during when we got married.
And she's the one featuring in the song.
Yeah, she's the one featuring the song.
Okay.
And you can see that I had other challenges, like in the village in Great Support where she comes from. There were other challenges there, you know. I mean, Tata Kinge, I'm somebody so mysterious. You know, some people think I have a lot of powers, mysterious powers. So I was trying to be real and to bring this story out. And you can see that even in the video of My Love, you can see a cow being exhibited there.
Okay.
Written on that cow, My Love.
Okay.
So everything that happened there is the story of true love.
And this song,
and that me and this woman, we are getting married because we love one another.
And this song went so wide, it's trended till today. It's still trending.
Yeah.
How do you feel about this feedback?
No, it's my expectations, because you know when it is issue or it's an issue of love, it's always a reality. People like issues of love. People they like to enjoy love songs. So bringing out a love song, and at that time, one other thing was that in the community in our area, again, we were celebrating our marriages with rhythms from Nigeria. There was a popular Nigerian song that was being played in all events. And so I thought,
Adama
yeah,
also.
exactly. Yeah, I want to look my wife.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I said to myself, we have music here. Why can't I come up with a song
Okay.
that can also celebrate love? All of that at that time.
So,
It was,
so a lot of people have been using this.
yes,
in
using
their
the song
weddings.
in their wedding
Okay.
since it came out. I cannot even imagine how many places I've gone to. I see people using the songs in the UK, everywhere, in Hong Kong, in Thailand. I mean, it's a global song.
Where was that song recorded?
Still in M1 Studios.
Oh, okay, wow, that's
So
interesting.
the journey of Chacha music started in M1 Studios up to date.
Wow.
Emin Gomba, the sound engineer, I was able to have him learn about Chacha. I was able to have him understand the dynamics of Chacha music, the instrumentation, because I played those instruments myself.
Okay.
So he was recording me every instrument he recorded. So
how do you get
now he's a master of, because he understands.
So how do you get a beat from you actually play with the live instrument?
You play one instrument after the other, and they can uphold them, upload them, and then mix them down. So that is, I was able to play Litembe, I was able to play Molomba, Njara, Mareke, Mara, all of that. And at the end of the day, we'll sit down and then get a mixture of them. And then I can help Gomba and me to do the arrangements, because I am the one who is the man of the Chacha. I have the Chacha. So now, but Emil, M1 Studios, knows now best about Chacha music. He's walked that journey with me. So I think all the young artists that are now playing Chacha music, he's the one that recorded it.
Wow.
I'm sure. I know.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Then Moto Naimbe,
that's another one.
masterpiece.
Moto Maimbe, many people will say, what's the meaning of Moto Maimbe? Some will say never give up or whatever. No, the word Maimbe is persistence. Persistence. So in my career, as I said before, it's always a struggle from one thing to another. When you have talent, when you are destined for something, the obstacles are always there. So Moto Maimbe was to set up a pace that can give me that courage to say that I will never give up. I must attain the vision of having Chacha music, a well brand. And that is why at the beginning of that song, you could hear like a voice from heaven that says, go ye into the world and sing Chacha music. You are blessed. You are blessed. So the song Moto Maimbe is like a prophecy that sends me to the world to establish Chacha music with great persistence, and with the spirit of never give up, with the spirit of keep doing it, and that you can hear some of the words in the song is do my prophet no harm. I mean, Moto Maimbe is an energetic spirit, where you are going as a king, knowing that you will pass through all the obstacles and you will achieve the goals.
Wow. So what are people telling you about this song? So what do people tell you about your music generally? What kind of feedback have you had from the public?
For the song Moto Maimbe, there are people around the world who are called now, their names are Moto Maimbe. They call themselves Moto Maimbe, which means you can see the impact of the little things that you do through music. So to me, as I say that we are celebrating the International Day of Chacha Music, is we are celebrating the success of Chacha music. Chacha music is now global, it's a world brand. And because young men and women are copying, they are playing it and they are prospering. Like what the president is saying here, that they also brought Mula Mungombe. Those are young people who are coming up in Chacha music and prospering. So this tells you that it is success. And that is why we are now celebrating the International Day. Chacha music has fans all over the world. And I pray that all of them should come to Boya on the 28th of December. Let us dance. Let us celebrate. Let us touch lives down on ground.
If we do a finger count, how many songs do you have so far?
I have recorded more than 150 songs. Some of the songs you might not know them. I have unreleased songs, so many of them, and I've written more than 500 songs to continue the journey of Chacha music into the universal. That is to say that Cha-cha music is now going onto show business. Its presentation, its sound and recording will probably change in the days and years ahead to meet up with the competition of other brands of music like the Afro pop, like the Amapiano, funk music, R&B, etc., etc. So the idea of having cha-cha music as a world brand is now moving to the global direction, where our sound will make sure that we record cha-cha music in a high-profile studios with studios engineers of high international reputation that can, take our music musically into the global sense of it. So, and then the presentation, people should know that the presentation of cha-cha music is going to change in some ways, where we cannot only remain and say that our music should be cultural. Cha-cha music is now for everyone.
Okay.
Not only Bakoreans are dancing cha-cha music. So which means that our music is now secular. So its presentation will be in two ways, the traditional way and the secular way. So tonight at the show here in Ohio at the Eyola Columbus launch tonight, you will see the king of cha-cha music, Setike, in a showbiz manner, in which you will also see maybe the president of Fako America, Julius Namme, will be in the traditional manner. So it's going to be a fusion of tradition and showbiz in cha-cha music in our culture tonight.
Fusion of cha-cha and, of course, other forms of music tonight at the Eyola Columbus launching. If you're just joining us, thank you so much. We are gradually but steadily moving to the end of this radio broadcast. We've had a very beautiful conversation with the president of Fako America and, of course, the guest artist tonight, Tata Kinge. It's exactly 22 minutes or 24 minutes past 2 here in the studio of Apex One Radio. We are about to run off. Let me go back to the president. I would like you to talk again about the convention, the upcoming convention. Where is it taking place? Just give us some practical information about the convention.
Yeah, so the convention is going to take place in Arizona, as you said earlier. It's going to be from the 28th through the 31st, as we say. Yeah, because again, through the 30th. Sorry, and it begins with actually begins on the 27, which is going to be a Thursday, but that is not like an official opening of the convention. So 27, we'll have a welcoming dinner, and then 28th, which is going to be our cultural evening. That's going to be huge. A presentation of some of the traditional dances, and the chapters will showcase their own presentation and things like that. Then Saturday, I don't have the full program will come out here soon. The details will not be, I don't have the details here, but just a big picture of what you're asking for. And then Saturday we'll have, it's always a business session where we'll also have the elections this year as well. And then, after that, but I forgot about the Friday. Friday morning we'll have our
picnic?
No, Friday is going to be in the morning. We'll have Friday will be our volunteering service that we'll do. This is something new now starting in the organization, and then in the evening we'll have the cultural evening. Saturday we'll have a spectacular gala. It's going to be wonderful. It's a very beautiful hall. The local chapter is doing a marvelous job to set up the space, and it's going to just be beautiful. And then we try to raise funds on that. Currently, we are raising funds. We continue to raise funds until we get to the convention. We'll continue to raise funds, but we want to try as much as possible to raise funds well ahead of time before we get there, so that people have the maximal enjoyment and have fun. We don't want everybody to be just busy doing work all the time. And then on Sunday we'll have a send-off barbecue. That would be again, details will be followed at the location and things like that. So that's the big picture. But if you want to get as a member, which I encourage everybody to register, if you are a son or daughter or related in one way or the other, you are qualified to be a member of Fako America. You pay your $125 to be a member, and then or you plan to come to the convention, pay your $200. But one thing that is really going on is good tables, people that the local chapter has really made available for those who want to come and enjoy and have fun for, just looking at and raise money for a good cause. There are tables that the chapter is selling as well. And but this is on behalf of Fako America. So it's not something that it's basically just a chapter doing that, which I'm not against if the chapter is raising money, right? So, but that's the big picture of what is going to happen. Again, we do have elections this year. And from my recollection is that, yesterday was the last day for anybody to send in their intent to run for any of the open offices of the organization. So that's a big picture of what is going to happen.
And if you plan to be at this year's convention and you are an illustrious son or illustrious daughter of Fako, you can also get with the local organizing committee in Arizona. The numbers are here: 240-899-3146, 240-899-3146, or 520-251-4495, or better still, 507-319-5022 or 248-212-1912. When is your next album?
I am currently working in the studio now.
Okay.
But not really apparent.
I should have said single.
Yeah, singles are continuous. Like
Okay.
the latest single that I just released is Loco Na Loco.
Okay.
Loco Na Loco is just, I think it's about 3 weeks. It's on my new YouTube channel. And then other projects are coming. I'm presently in the studio doing a song with Afro Akum, bringing Chacha music and Jang music together.
Okay.
That's my project. The work is in the studio already.
Okay.
So my intentions is in the next years, Chacha music will have to relate to Chacha music and Afro pop, Chacha music with R&B, Chacha music with funk music. That's how I want to put Chacha music on the top of the chart.
Wow. That's interesting.
And again, to remind our listeners and viewers here is that my greatest project now is the International Day of Chacha Music. And as an artist going towards my retirement in music, I want to make sure that in the years ahead, I see that Chacha Music, the Day of Chacha Music, is incorporated in the memos of the international community, like the UNESCO and stuff like that. So Chacha Music should be in the years ahead compared to jazz music and other music that have their own independent international days.
Right.
And that can put us in a position where we will benefit from the international community in terms of our community projects, in terms of youth development and youth support. And as I told you, the Chacha Music project, the Chacha Music International Day Celebration project has the area of community development. And this year we are engaging with the Bonakanda Water Project and also the Chacha Music Awards, which has been extended to 6 categories in the areas of entrepreneurship, sport, music/arts, media, and farming. So we've taken all of this into consideration, as the president said that it's not all about coming together, drinking and eating. We want that when we are dancing Chacha music, we are happy, in unity, in peace. We also live our lives and solve our problems by ourselves.
Beautiful.
So that is
great. Last question. I almost forgot about this. Fako America is a replica of scores of such organizations within the whole white immigrant community in the United States of America. How do you relate with other associations, other organizations, other groups of this nature?
Yeah, so that's we one of the things that we are doing, or the thing, one of the areas that we are looking is to create that relationship with most of the organizations that are identical to us. So say, look at the Bali group, for example, right? We also have being the Bayangi group and stuff like that. We've not really have that communication properly structured in a way that we can learn from each other. But I say that for local chapters, I encouraging local chapters to have that communication, because one of the things that we feel sometimes we fail to realize is that these local chapters are the ones that make up the organization itself. Without the local chapters, there is no Fako America. So whenever we talk about Fako America, we are talking about ourselves. I just don't like to hear when local chapters are saying that Fako America. Who is Fako America? We are Fako America.
Right.
So the encouragement starts from here, that grassroots. And so if we have that communication between these local chapters, it would transcend, or it would go into, it would come into our own, the executive, and we can leverage that and make a better use of that relationship. So that's the goal.
Okay, so I'll just end with you to have you say a word to Ayola Columbus that is being officially launched today, and perhaps that's the reason why you're here.
Yep, and that's the reason why. That's the primary reason why I'm here today. I've used the opportunity to also talk about the convention, but my primary visit here is to make sure that people know that Ayola Columbus exists. Those who are Fako indigents, please join Ayola Columbus. This is a vibrant group, and I've seen what they have done from last year to this year. I am telling you, there is fire on the mountain, as Tata Kinge will say. And this is a group that I know would do great things for the people of Fako here in Columbus, and also strengthen this organization. So I'm putting all my efforts behind here, and I encourage everyone who has not bought their tickets, buy your tickets. If you are driving from Cleveland, drive and come tonight. Come and see what is going to happen. This is a great endeavor, and I really want to thank the president and the organization as a whole, the local chapter here, for doing a great job. And I'm having a blast here just because you guys, Ayola Columbus, you guys are doing a wonderful job. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. Mola Namme is the president of Fako America. He came all the way from Minnesota to take part in the launching of Ayola Columbus, which happens tonight. Tata Kinge, your last word. So I would like to know, what are you promising the Columbus public tonight?
What I want to say is that, as I said before, I'm very happy to be here, and the people of Columbus, Ohio, I'm very proud of you. You've been dancing my music since 2004, and now the king himself, the man himself, is here. So tonight, tonight is going to be a very, very dynamic night. I have come with triple firepower extra, not triple firepower, but extra energy to dish out to all of you. So everyone should come tonight, all over Ohio, all over the US. Everyone should come tonight. The king of Cha-Cha music will prove his powers tonight. Great dance and exhibition.
Beautiful. We are about to run off this radio conversation, and the very, very last thing we're going to do is to ask you to do us an a cappella of, I don't know. By the way, if you close your eyes at any time and they ask you to pick that song which you've done, which you would do it again and again and again, or if that was the only song you were going to do, that would have been it. Which song is that?
My love, where are you? Baby, where are you? I'm waiting for you. My love, where you do? My love, where are you? I need you so much, baby. Come to me. I'm waiting for you.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so
much. As God continue to bless you, you will have so many enemies. As God continue to bless you, you will face so many challenges, but never give up. Definitely,
as God continue to bless you, you'll have so many enemies, but don't ever give up. Tata Kinge is his name. He's performing in Columbus tonight. Do come there, 5750 Carl Road, Columbus, Ohio, 43229. We will see you there tonight. And it is on that note that we put a full stop to this special edition of Apex Snapshots, which came to you from Apex One Radio. Thank you so much, Julius Namme, for coming. Mola, Tata Kinge, thank you so much. Maxwell Ajit was the producer of this show. He was controlling us digitally from Waldshut in Germany. My name is Ernest Kanjo. Do have a fantastic rest of the day as you continue to listen to programs on Apex One Radio. Bye for now.